Thank you for joining me this morning. I got some more things I would like to share with you. You know how I am, I'm always thinking. But this morning is such a beautiful overcast day. We had thunderstorms last night, and I love thunderstorms. So anyway, we enjoyed it, and lightning and thunder and lightning, but no high wind. I do not like high wind. I've got my hearing aids on. They're such a blessing. Sweet number 3 got them for me. So anyway, I had to go to Walmart and pick up a few things. So there was this lady out there, and she's been working at Walmart for 22 years. And I've known her since the get-go, because I've been going to the Walmart longer than that, ever since it opened. And she's been there a long time. I don't know how long it's been open. But her name is Miss Lola. She's a black lady and so helpful. That girl one time told me, she says, I was going to buy me a blender. She says, well, you want it, now this has been years ago. She says, well, you want to buy one? I said, what kind should I buy? Because she was working the aisles and the counters and stuff. And she said, well, you for sure want to buy one that you could do smoothies for your husband. Now, I didn't know what a smoothie was. I said, what is a smoothie? So she introduced me to smoothies. And number 3 husband loves the smoothies I make. He likes the fruit smoothies. And I know how to do it now, thanks to Miss Lola. And I said to her this morning, I said, and how are you doing? She said, well, I want to tell you, I had lung cancer. She said, but the Lord healed me. It's gone. I said, it's gone? I said, what happened? She said, well, they checked me all over, my lymph nodes and everything, and I'm clear. She said, the Lord did it. She says, I told him. He made me. He said he'd look out for me if I would live for him, and he looks out for me. He still does. I don't know how old she is now, but probably about 60. I don't know. I'm guessing she don't look that old. But she's like me, she wears wigs. You can't tell nothing about people wear wigs. We fool people, but Lola's a sweet lady. And I love Lola. Lola is her name. Miss Lola. And she helped me learn how to make smoothies. So the Lord is good. So y'all just sit down and listen while I talk about what happens next. What happens next is the story of when I moved to California. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. But Buddy, number 1, had went AWOL 2 times. He just couldn't seem to stay in the Navy. He was sent to San Diego for boot camp. And he hitchhiked home with him and another fellow 2 times. Unbelievable. So I went to Great Lakes where he was in the brig and stayed there. Got me a job and worked while I was up there. And I worked in the laundry right on the base. What happened was I went over to the base and I told him, I said, my husband's here in the brig and he's got a 6-month sentence and I need a job. And of course I go right to the top when I go somewhere, even though I was only about 18, 19 years old. I just thought you better ask the head honcho. He said, well, would you want a job here on the base? I said, yes, sirree, Bob Jack Chicken Tree. No, I didn't say that, but I said it since then. Have you heard that old saying? Yes, sirree, Bob Jack Chicken Tree. I don't know where I got that. Maybe I'll research it. So they put me to work in the laundry, which was wonderful. And my husband was in the brig over not far. And you know what? I could see him with guns on, guards, as he had to clean the yards of the brig because it was right across from the laundry. And so there I was folding the officers' t-shirts and their shorts and their underclothes and whatever they sent into the laundry for free. They got their stuff done for free. They told me where I could find a little apartment not far away from the base in a little subdivision called Lake Forest. So I went over there and I got me a little apartment with it. She was a little Italian lady. She rented me a room for $10 a week, which $40 a month, which I could pay, which I was making money. Plus I still, even though he was in the brig, I still got his money support, which I'm real tight, and I would save it, and I had it. I had some money. You know, Grandma Lois, I'm thrifty. I'm still thrifty. I can't help it. It's in me. Learn to be thrifty. Well, I learned it when I was a child because, you know, when you have to wear hand-me-downs and wait till your Aunt Mary's lipstick gets down to where you have to put your finger down it to get some on your lips. I probably need some right now. Yesterday morning, I'll tell you the rest in a little bit. James's secretary came over. Her name is Miss Karen. She's just a sweet girl, 70 years old. I hope she don't look at this. She keeps her age a secret. She don't look no 70, no more than I look 91. So she said, "Oh, your little pink cheeks, you look so cute this morning." Because I said, well, she saw my studio where I sit here and do my videos. And I said, well, you know all I wear is lipstick. She says, I know, and you got such a nice complexion. She's a doll. We had a great conversation. There, I can look right in this iPad and get it just exactly right. There you go. So anyhow, I got me that little apartment, and believe it or not, they would let him come home for the weekend. And we was sleeping on a twin bed, which was terrible. But you know what? Once I got him to sleep, I went downstairs. She had a big porch. Now, this was summertime, and it was hot. And I didn't have a fan. I didn't have nothing. So I would go down and sleep on a sofa, a lounge like she had on her porch. She caught me one time. She says, "You don't do that anymore. No, sleep there." Her Italian was not real great. Or English, I mean. Her Italian, I guess, was fantastic. But I don't speak Italian. But I understand what she was saying. No sleep there anymore. No. I didn't mind. I just, when I'd sneak, hell, she's going to go to sleep. She ain't going to see me. And I get up before she gets up. So she didn't catch me anymore. I was more careful. And at least I got some sleep where it was cooler. So he'd come spend the weekend. And then he says, I'm getting shipped back again to California. He said, and one thing you don't do is join me. Don't you be coming out there. You got a good job here. Just stay here and go back home and wait, because I'm going to be aboard ship all the time. Once I get done, he said, and they'll give me 30-day leave. Do you think I listened to him? No. Well, I listened, but I don't mind too good. So, or I didn't at that time. I never did mind anybody too good. But anyway, even my own mother, Lord help me. Mom, I thought I knew it all. That's the way it was. As soon as I got 12 years old, I thought I knew it all. And talk about dumb. Anybody that gets married at 16 is not the brightest person in the world. But I wanted out of there. And I took my first one that asked me to marry him. I said yes, and that was Buddy. And I really did like him a lot. He would travel on a bus. He would first walk 2 miles to catch a bus. And then he would ride to Fredericksburg, which was 25 miles away from where he lived at Memphis, Indiana, and I was at Fredericksburg. He'd get off the bus, walk 3 miles to my house, and come spend the weekend, sleep upstairs with my brothers, and that's the way we courted. And I thought, he'll get me out of here. He had a job in town. We'll get us a place. We'll live in town. Boy, did I have a lot to learn. And honey, I've learned a lot of stuff the hard way. And when you learn it the hard way, it sticks. I know a lot of stuff now. I've been around the block a time or two. But I knew the Lord, and the Lord's been with me for years. Anyhow, it was so good to see Miss Lola this morning. And I says, I am so happy for you. She says, it's a miracle. So God just did another miracle for Miss Lola, and she does not have lung cancer. So anyhow, do you think I listened to him when he said, don't you be coming to California? I let him be gone for 3 weeks. Then I had enough money, so I booked me a train. And back at that time, it was about 1951 or 52, 1952 maybe. They had a train that would run for 2 nights and 3 days straight through to California. Now that doesn't run anymore. So I booked that one, and it was cheaper than anything. but you didn't have any place to sleep. You had to sleep setting up, which I did. And I saw most beautiful scenery. And when we come into California, it was so beautiful. The country was so beautiful. And it is beautiful. But boy, am I glad I don't live in California right now. It is not nice to live out there. That governor is, Lord help him, he needs the Lord. We all need the Lord. But some of us really don't act like they have the Lord. But the Bible says you can know them by their fruits, and his fruits are just rotten sometimes. Excuse me, my nose is itching. I'm so relaxed today because this is the kind of weather I love. It's rainy out, and now that I'm done with the Walmart and everything, I can sit here and read this book, and I got a great book going by, let's see, who is it by? It is so good. Let me tell you who that is. You can check him up. I can check him up right out of the library, which is so nice. Now, let me show you. Let me see who that is. Just a minute. I'm going to find out. I just share everything with y'all. You're such good friends. Okay. His name is Louis L'Amour. L'Amour. Louis-L-AMOUR. And he wrote, I think, 200 books. And Westerns, a lot of them. Some of them are not. I'm just gonna read them all. I've got one going right now that just keeps you on your tippy toes. What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? I like those kind. I used to like murder mysteries, and then I kind of got, you go in this life that you and I have, that the Lord has given us. We go through phases. The phases of life. It's seasons. And so this is the season I'm going through right now. And it's interesting. I enjoy it. And I thank the good Lord for it. And you know what Lola said? She said, the Lord has been so good to me all these years. She said, but if he'll take care of me, then I'll keep him in my heart. And he has taken care of me all these years. And she's worked out there 22 years at the Walmart. And doing good. She don't have lung cancer. Now that's a miracle. And I'm just so happy. I said, Lola, can I tell you two friends about that? She said, yes, do. So I'm telling you. Oh, that was fun. I just get to chatting, and I know y'all get bored, but honey, I don't get that bored. I want to read my book. I'm like a little kid at heart. They say as you get older, you turn more into a child. And I think my James is turning in. Would you do this for me, do that for me? So this morning he says, I need one of those lights that turn on and off, a motion sensor. Well, it so happens I have some around because the light in my refrigerator quit working. And it don't have like a bulb. It's all integrated somehow or other. And if I call somebody to get it fixed, it'd probably run me $100. So what do? I get those motion sensor lights, and he knows I got them. He said, you got one I can have. See, I supply him with different things, whatever he needs, because if I've got a pair of jumper cables or a hammer or something that ain't handy for him, because he's got so much stuff, he don't know where his stuff is. I know where my stuff is. I said, I think I have one, honey, at the house, at my house. So we come over here this morning, and sure enough, I have one to let him have. It's ready to go. He wanted to put in the closet one of these houses that he's selling. I mean, these little things, and it's wonderful to do it for him, that I can be a help. And I told him when I married him, I said, now I'm a helper. I can't help it, I'm a helper. Big Tom came in. He's sitting over here now. There he is. There he sits. Where is he? Where you at, Big Tom? There he is. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. See? He's keeping me company. But at least he don't want to be in my lap. I don't want him in my lap right now. He's too heavy. He's too big. So I don't need him in my lap. I just need to drink my coffee and talk to y'all. And I really am from Virginia. And I really was a Southern girl at heart. And I carry an umbrella in the sun. I am so fair-skinned I have to, because I don't tan, I burn. So I wear carrying. People say, you think it's going to rain? I said, no, I'm a southern woman, and I have to have an umbrella. Back then they called them parasols. You know, they just carried a cute little parasol. Well, I got ribbons, umbrellas, and ribbons, and bows, and scarves. And I just carry my umbrella when I go to yard sales. And I wear big hats that's got a shade like that. I keep them in the car, and I just put them on. I think I'm caught up. I'm going to watch Hannity. I'm going to tell you about that Kamala Harris. She ain't got a lick of sense hardly. Do you know some of the stuff she said in the past? I saw in 2018 a video, and you can look it up, of her wanting to not send anybody back that comes across the border, and we need to know who they are when they come. Is that right? Well, most of you won't watch this to the end, so it don't matter anyway. Most of you ain't gonna see it. Some of you will. But I'm a conservative, and I do think we ought to vet the people that come across the border. And I don't think we should vote for Kamala. And one fella on comments said, he's not going to vote for Trump. He's a bad man. He just believes all that crap. He hears about Trump. Trump is a good man. And I think he got really close to the Lord when he got shot at. Boy, I tell you what, that was a close call, that first one. Now, the second one was not so close because the guy saw him. But just another, if Trump had walked, he said, and I watch him all the time, if he had walked another 15 or 20 foot, he would have been in perfect range of that guy that had that gun shining in the bushes. That the FBI or Secret Service or whoever it was saw the gun through the hedges, through the trees. Well, I'm going to go. God bless y'all. See you later. Another day, another time, Lord willing. And us old Pentecostals always say Lord willing, and if it's His will, then great. I love you. Walk that path where Jesus would be pleased with you. Bye-bye.